Hi all, this is Simona Rich, and in this video I'm going to read out the questions that my readers had for me for my introduction video. So firstly, I'm going to go to Facebook to see what kind of questions there are. Okay, the first question is, you are amazing, thank you Rohit Mathur, but when will you get married? I don't know, I don't plan these things. I don't live by plans. You know, some people always plan, but I'm not like this. I'm open to what life will bring me, and therefore my life is so interesting and full of adventure. I believe that's because of that. Because I don't live my life according to my desires. I actually don't have desires. I just am open to life, and then it brings me wonderful things. So who knows whether I will get married or not, but it doesn't really matter because I'm enjoying my life. Another question, this is not a personal question, but I will read it out anyway. Robert Boner asks, is the earth flat? If not, how you can prove it? These are just, people argue about this a lot, but because this world is an illusion, you will see what you want to see, and you will find evidence in favor of your opinions. And this world is made of the material of thoughts. So yeah, it could be that for some people the earth is flat, and for some people the earth is round. Now Leah Berenstein asks, what is your favorite music artist? This is only one from a lot of questions, as I'm interested because I'm a singer-songwriter. I'm not a music person. I don't listen to pretty much nothing. I don't listen to anything. When I am at home, it's totally quiet. My favorite music is total peace and silence, for sure. Silence is the best music. It's actually so harmonious, and unfortunately many people try to escape from it, but I love being in total silence. And if I would have to listen to something, I actually like Indian music, especially Carnatic music, and I learned to sing Carnatic, and I like Carnatic flute music, but there are also some really good Carnatic voices, and this is a very different kind of music, and I think most people would find it too strange, but I actually really like it. Anand Nambiar asks, if you can fly, where will you go first? I can fly if I want. I can fly anywhere. I flew everywhere I wanted to, but if you're asking about coronavirus situation, I actually don't want to go anywhere because I was traveling too much already, and I just want to stay in one place. Chrissy Shiva asks, how you can fall in love? Is how you can fall in deep love with me. I guess he's asking, how can you fall in love with me deeply? Okay. Another question is, what's your WhatsApp number? I can't give my number. The only way for people to get my WhatsApp number is if they order consultation service. When will you forget your first love? I don't think it's possible to forget your first love. Wingman asks, why do you travel so much? Are you searching for something in particular? No, I'm not searching for anything in particular. Just circumstances arrange themselves in such a way that I just have to travel. It's not that I desire to travel. I actually want to stay in one place for a long, but something always happens that makes me travel. That's very strange. As I said, in other places like in social media, I don't search for anything. I just allow things to come into my life, and therefore my life is full of adventure because of this reason. And I wanted to stay actually in one place. Like when the coronavirus hit, I wanted to stay in Asia. I thought that I'm going to be able to stay, but circumstances arranged themselves in such a way that I had to go to the UK, and now another thing happened and I have to stay in Lithuania. So it's not like I'm desiring for travel. I actually would like to stay for somewhere for some time, but things happen and I have to, respond. Another question from Facebook page. by Shyam Singh. When did you start to believe in astrology? I guess that happened when I got my first astrological reading, which happened when I came to India. I don't think I straight away got it. Or maybe I did. Maybe at around the age of 24 or something. So then I realized that there's something to it. And although that astrologer did not get everything right, but he got a lot of things right. And then I found Western astrology, which was super accurate, and that really got my interest. And from then on, I started being interested in it, and then I became an astrologer. Okay, now I'm going to Instagram to see what questions are there. Question by May Madero, Cambridge. Hi, tell me please about your spiritual awakening, how it happened and when. Thank you. It was gradual at first, so I started meditating at around the age of 16 because of the inharmonious family situation that we all had to put up with because of my father, because he had drinking problem. And as I was a very sensitive child, I found it extremely difficult to deal with. And if you are very sensitive, you know, everything affects you. And if you have like some kind of mental terrorist at home, it's just extremely difficult, you know, you may lose your mind or something. So I was getting really upset, and I thought I need to do something about it, otherwise I don't know what will happen to my mind. And then a book came into my life, which was by, I think the name of the author was Yogananda or something like this. I may be mistaken, I need to check. But the name of the book was Deep Meditation. It was a small dark blue book, and I applied everything it taught, and it made me go very deep into meditation. And then I was able to detach from the world, from what was happening, and that is useful. That was useful for all my life, because even now, because I have this detachment, things don't affect me as much as they used to when I was a child. And that's amazing for sensitive people, when you have the ability to totally detach. And after this, when I came to the UK, a few years after my arrival to the UK at around the age of 21, I was just walking. Actually, that meditation helped me to calm my mind, but it didn't help me to awaken. Actually, I wasn't still awakened, but when I came to the UK at around the age of 21, a few years past my arrival to the UK, I got the question in my mind from nowhere: is this all life can offer you? Or is that all life can offer me? Something like this. And that question that came out of nowhere just started my whole spiritual journey, and it led to Kundalini awakening at the age of 30. This was a very shocking experience. I talked a lot about it, and before that I was really intensely practicing yoga, and actually I did practice Course in Miracles, and I had amazing results with Course in Miracles. That's why after 4 years now I'm taking it up again. So that time I was deeply into yoga and also Course in Miracles. I was practicing living only by love. So for example, I remember the real miracle happened, like a small miracle, when I was dealing with a customer, and he was not happy about something. I think after 60 days of ordering my ebook, he wanted money back or something like this. And I was, firstly, I thought I should not give the refund, because my refund policy was 30 days after that I would give full refund. But because I was practicing Course in Miracles, I thought, okay, I will deal with it with a loving way. And I said, okay, I will send to you refund or something like this. And he actually apologized, and he said, I'm sorry, this was my mistake. And then at the end he said, I love you. And I was like, oh my God, Course in Miracles works. How come? It just totally transformed the situation. And that's what Course in Miracles teaches, that if you perceive every problem not with mindset of attack, but with mindset of love, it will magically get solved. And it actually happens. So that totally left impression on me. All these for the few years I was remembering that, and now I will practice it again. So yes, my real shocking kind of almost complete awakening happened at the age of 30, but this awakening is not like for some people it's a total awakening straight away, like for Eckhart Tolle, but for me it happened in stages. So this is a process, and I'm still every day developing, and I'm on a spiritual path for sure, but that major one happened at the age of 30, but the whole progress started from the age of 21, and now I'm 34. Sydney Parker asks, what top 5 books would you recommend for spiritual growth? I haven't read any spiritual book for ages, with the exception of now taking up again Course in Miracles. So the one that I'm reading now is Course in Miracles, and I highly recommend it. Another one, I guess the first one that helped me was Deep Meditation, and the name of the person, I think it was Yogananda, but I may be mistaken, I need to check that. And the other book that really helped me in personal growth was by Robert Kiyosaki, because it taught me to think about money very differently. The third book I would recommend would be Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill, because it teaches you to think very positively and to understand that you are creating your world through the mind, and this is so true. And the next book that I remember, which really changed my life, was something 4-Hour Work Week by Timothy Ferriss. And this was also excellent, and one of the main influences of my life, and I'm grateful for him, because he was one of the influences that caused me to become, self-employed blogger, working from anywhere I want, because it was in his book and I believed it, and I applied what he taught and it worked. Now another question, how do you deal with people who deliberately provoke you to react? I actually don't need to deal with such people, because I work for myself, so I don't have to put up with anything like this. If I perceive someone misbehaving with me, I can just leave. I don't have to deal with that person. But since now I'm learning again the Course in Miracles, I try to accept all the people for what they are, and I try not to see their negative character features, but look beyond that into the soul, which is pure love. So I'm trying to look in this way, and it's very difficult, of course, but I'm really trying, and I'm succeeding actually, because it's so easy to judge people that you don't know, that come from totally different backgrounds, and you can just choose to view them from perspective of your soul. So that I actually applied this recently, and I saw here in Lithuania, in Vilnius, I was walking and I saw 2 people who were alcoholics, and of course this brings up always memories of my dad, because he had this problem. But instead of judging them, I just really wanted to see them from that better perspective. So I just was open to see what my soul can show about those people. And what happened is that my sight, for sure, this happened, my sight changed, and I saw them as just 2 disobedient children, like who just refuse to grow up, and they want just to have a good time. So they don't want to kind of like become mature. And so I saw them in such a much more positive way that I did not feel any dislike for them. I was just like, oh, that's why they want to be like this. And that was really amazing. So we can see from the eyes, through the eyes of the soul, a totally different view of every single person. So that's what I'm practicing now. What is your deepest fear, if any? Again, by Sydney Parker. I have a fear. I have fear of darkness, and I do believe it's coming from past life, because I remember when I went to Vipassana meditation course in India, the one located in Igatpuri, which is the largest Vipassana meditation center in the world, and the first one. Basically that night, the first night I spent in that hut, I woke up and I perceived myself to be in a stone basement without any light. There was no light switch, nothing, and I perceived myself to be on the ground, cold ground, which was made of stones without any mat or anything, and I was just locked there. And I was so scared. There was no light, and I was frantically searching to, somehow to find light, and I couldn't. And then I gradually came out of that experience to find myself in that hut. That I had always the fear of dark and fear of closed spaces, like when I would be in an elevator, that would be very scary, but now I'm dealing with it much better. So I still a little bit panic if it's totally dark. If I, for example, wake up and it's total darkness, absolute darkness, I'm scared. And but when I'm in an elevator, I'm not scared as much as I used to be, but I think it's coming from past life. Maybe I was left alone, to die, maybe because I was a rebel against a major religion or something like this. Something happened, and that's why I have that fear. Another question by G.P. Rankin. 4. Do you think we are heading into the apocalypse? I don't think about these things because this world is an illusion, and some people get upset when I say that. Like, they say, how can you say it's an illusion? We are losing jobs here, it's coronavirus, and it's still an illusion. You also get dreams that are scary. That doesn't mean they're real. They're illusory. So I don't see the world that as real, so I don't think about those things, what will happen to the world. It's made of dreams, So even scientists know that it's made of the material of thoughts. They can't find matter. They say it's like 99% of energy, 1% of matter, but would they actually explore what that matter is? They would not be able to find anything, because within it they will find energy, vibrating molecules. Within it they will find also vibration. It's just thoughts. There are actually no matter. So if it's made of thoughts, why should I think what will happen in the future? It will depend on what the collective mind does, By Jambu 558, I see your outside life changing all the time. How does it translate to your inside development? Of course, everything is coming from within. So if there are changes outside, there will be also changes within. So this world is a reflection of what's happening in your internal world. So if there are many changes, of course, there will be many external changes also. And for example, changing scenery could mean exploring something different within, progressing spiritually and becoming exposed to different inner worlds. So what's happening within is the reflection. What's happening without is the reflection of what's happening within. Was it a help or a hindrance? I guess to experience so many changes. I actually like it, but I don't have preference for that. The way that I live is just I'm open to all the experiences. I don't resist changes because I know that all of them will actually be for the best in the end, and this life is a school. So if I have to go through something, I'm happy to go through it. And sometimes, of course, some things I prefer not to go through, but I accept it because I know that I'm not able to see the whole perspective. So the divine forces are arranging for me to experience particular things because that's what I have to experience for my personal progress. How do you feel about it now? Do you want a more calm lifestyle, or are you looking for experiences? I'm not looking for experiences. I would actually enjoy staying stable for some time, for a while, but again, I'm open to what will happen. I will not resist if something else comes up, because I'm not trying to direct my life, but I know that divine forces direct my life, and I'm very happy with that, because all this time that I allowed divine forces to direct my life, I experienced only blessings and happiness. Jimmy McGill asks, do you still own property in Lithuania? Yes, I do. If so, do you not live there, and or what is the advantage of living where you are versus at your own home? I lived there for a few months before, and then I left to India. But as now I am 34, the more years pass, the more you want a comfortable life. So at first you won't probably, well, some people do mind comfort, but do like comfort, but for some people, when they are like in their 20s, comfort is not very important, and I surely did not consider comfort important, but the more years pass, the more it's important for me to have more comfort. And so that hut is not it doesn't have any conveniences. It's a small space, so of course I will keep that place, and I will try to extend the hut and to make it comfortable to live. But for the time being, I will stay here and I will enjoy the comforts that this place offers. How has your life changed since you decided to end your celibacy? Do you notice a difference? Again, I'm not judging my life. I just go by what I'm supposed to experience. So that celibate time was excellent, and I had lots of spiritual progress. It helps to save the energy, yet you have to be careful, because if you're celibate, it also attracts non-physical entities to you. So you may find it interesting, you may find it frightening, but just know that if you are celibate, you will have so much energy, sexual energy, that non-physical entities will be attracted to you. So just something that you have to be aware of, especially if you are sensitive, spiritually sensitive person. So that was a good time for spiritual progress, and maybe that was the reason why I experienced full Kundalini awakening. And then came the time when I wanted to experience closeness, so I opened up for the universe to send me anyone it wanted. And then I got into the relationship with my boyfriend, with whom I'm very happy. Now another question by Amsi. Hello Simona. Hi. I have a couple of questions. Where were you born? In Lithuania, Vilnius. I'm now in this location, but I was born in just another district. And what's your favorite European candy? European candy? Oh, strange question. I like marzipan. Yeah, marzipan. I have it in the fridge. I made it myself. I love them. And what are some challenges you think the next generation will face? I guess, I don't think about the future, but because of the technology advancement, probably people will feel lonely because they will just stay with technology rather than living beings. J. Michael asks, have you ever heard of a song called Little Wing by Jimi Hendrix? No, as I said, I'm not into English music. I usually just don't listen to anything. I enjoy silence, but sometimes I listen to Indian music. Sakshi Sharma asks, what's your daily routine? How many hours do you meditate? Currently, I don't meditate because I practice A Course in Miracles, and it doesn't have any meditation. It basically helps you to see reality through changing your mind. And meditation also helps you to see reality through cleansing your mind, but these are two different practices. So now I'm practicing A Course in Miracles, and it's about changing your mind through statements that you receive every day. And my daily routine, it kind of shifts depending where I'm staying, because different locations will need me to adjust to them. But usually, when I wake up, I try not to eat for 12 hours or more. So I usually have a snack just before falling asleep. I guess it's a bad habit, but I do have it. So it's at the moment that happens at around 12 at night. Then I wake up, I don't eat anything until 12 or after. and when 12 hours passes of fasting, then I have rooibos tea because it's good for skin. Every morning, every afternoon I have that. And then after I eat something, I then start working on consultations, astrology work, and then I may write something, some article, or make a video, but usually I make videos later. I'm a night person actually. I like to work evening time, but daytime I also work, and then I usually go for a walk or shopping. And then I have also skin routine. I try to keep my skin clear, and I shower for a very long time, and I shower with hot water. It helps my skin. Some people say it's very bad for skin. I think it's very good for my particular skin. And now I also look after my hair, because before I used to totally not look after it and it looked bad, but now it's really recovering because I do henna gloss and so forth. So I do have like comprehensive skincare routine. And I also like to have very good night's sleep, and I never have the alarm clock because I work for myself. I can wake up at any time, so it's very important for me to get enough sleep. And now before sleep I listen to A Course in Miracles, because it's just pure love messages, and I love to listen to that before falling asleep. And would I even fall asleep and leave that beautiful text, beautiful audio on, that would be also excellent for my mind. Explosives asks, what kind of music do you like? As I said, I like Carnatic music. MC asks, for what in your life do you feel most grateful? I'm grateful because I'm free, for my freedom to do what I want. I'm grateful that I was able to visit all the places that I wanted to visit. I'm grateful that I have enough money to live the way that I want. I'm grateful that I have excellent health, that my mind is at peace, that I just feel happy every day. And I'm grateful for many things in my life. Every morning I wake up, I'm just grateful that I'm alive and that the day is beautiful, and I feel joy in experiencing small things like beautiful flowers and so forth. It's really nothing. Actually, big things don't make me as happy as these small things in life. So I'm grateful for many things. What are 3 habits that would improve your life? Not eating sugar. Being more organized. I'm a very disorganized person. Maybe putting more effort into making beautiful, engaging videos, because sometimes I'm not preparing for my videos, and I guess if I would prepare, that would be better. I would receive more views, or maybe it would be more entertaining to watch. So yeah. It's not like direct improvement of my life, but I can't think of anything else. John Wesh asks, are you married? I'm not married. You used to write blogs, but is blog writing your hobby, or in life's journey you've seen this information and written there? I don't exactly understand this question, but I love writing. This is my hobby. Yeah, this is my hobby. I love writing, and I love sharing my experiences with other people. So if I go through something, I learn something, I just love to share that. This is just in my nature. Another thing, what do you think about life's journey? Are you on the path of meditation? Is your knowledge about spirituality leads you towards growth? So as I said, now I'm not meditating because I'm doing A Course in Miracles. What leads to growth is being open to life's lessons. So like some people search for a guru, but life itself is a guru, so it teaches you everything you want to know. But many people, they are closed to this because they are stuck in their beliefs, and they can change some beliefs, but they don't touch others, and this is what keeps them stuck in life and not growing. So I'm totally open to any kind of new information, new experiences, and this caused me to drastically change my life a few times. And of course this caused anger in other people who can't let go. They are stuck in those beliefs, and they will attack people who will challenge that. But that's what causes people not to grow, and I'm always for growth, and I'm always for learning. So because I am staying open to life, this is what teaches me. This is the greatest spiritual teacher's life itself, and if you're open, you will learn from it every day, and it will cause fast spiritual growth. I have a question. Can you see what my challenges are in this life according to my past life karma? So if you want me to see your astrology chart, for example, you will need to order my astrology services. They are not as expensive. I did have to raise the prices because I had no time for myself, but I think that the prices are very reasonable. So you can just go to my website and check that, or you can check my consultation services, which are also very affordable. As I was editing this video, I realized I missed some of the questions, just a few, so I will answer them now. It's question by Leor Berenstein. Are you planning a trip to Israel? At the moment, I'm not planning to travel anywhere. I would like to stay in Vilnius. Do you believe that there is other life outside the earth? I think it's about dimensions. So if you tune into other dimensions through changing your vibration, you will be able to perceive different kinds of worlds, different beings. But when it comes to whether there is life outside of this planet, I don't know. I don't even know if it's possible to enter into space, because all we have is just Photoshop NASA pictures, so we don't know. What do you think about that situation of today, that it's hard, almost impossible to find true love? I think that people have too many preferences, and if they are totally open for the universe to send them the right person, then this is what will happen. Why girls always go for bad guys? I think it's because of the archetype. Those guys have like strong masculine archetype of getting into fights, being courageous, liking speed. It's very male qualities, and they do attract. Do you feel that the cruel and evil in people's soul is raising up the last few years? I think that there is always the same amount of good and bad. It just it manifests in different mixtures. So in some places at certain time there's more evil, whilst in other places there's less, and vice versa. So I don't think there's more evil. I think it's manifesting in different ways throughout the time. Now John Winkel asks, what's more important, the people around you or the environment you are in, closeness to nature? So would you prefer living in a more natural environment with much less like-minded people around you, or live in the city with less nature but more like-minded people to socialize with? Very good question. I'm actually a person who is mostly with myself. I don't meet like-minded people. I've never met anyone like myself. I met little bit similar people, but nothing to the degree. So I'm kind of used to staying on my own. I think that now I like cities, not because of the like-minded people. I still haven't met them, but in terms of more comfort, and yes, there are very different kinds of people in developed places. They are more intellectual, they are interested in things like arts, music, which is a little bit different from what you find in undeveloped places. In terms of, of course, most people are interested in music, but many are like practicing musicians, practicing artists, and this is rare to meet in undeveloped places, but I love staying in nature, but there comes a time when I miss comfort, so there should be balance. And it's always like this in my life. I stay in undeveloped natural places, and then I miss the comforts of the world, and then I go back. So it's not so much about the people, it's just about the comfort versus nature. Another question here, something I probably shouldn't ask. This question comes from James Phillips. But Simona, Rich is probably not your real name, but this name is very Jewish sounding. I thought you were when I first started watching your channel. I assume you would have a Lithuanian name. Just curious why you chose Simona Rich. I'm not being sarcastic or anything like that. Actually, Simona is a Jewish name. It was chosen by my mom from the Bible, so it's a biblical name. There is Simon or something, Simon in the Bible, so it's a biblical name, but it is a Jewish name because it's a biblical name. And I love my name. Simona I love my name. And the surname I chose because my Lithuanian surname was very long. Nobody could pronounce it, nobody could remember it, and there were other reasons that I wanted to not have it like it would keep me tied to the influence of the father. And as I told, my father was an alcoholic. I want nothing to do with that. So I kind of noticed that when I changed my name, my life really changed, and it's to do with numerology. So your vibration changes if the name number changes. So it's also important to look at numerology if you change your name. But I chose my current surname because it represents abundance, and yeah, this is good vibration and it suits me numerologically as well. And the last question comes from Rupali, and the question is, who is your idealistic person in your life, or who influenced you the most in your life? So there were a few people that influenced me in my life. First was the Yogani, I don't remember exactly the name, that author who wrote Deep Meditation. Because of him, I was able to detach from the world. Another influence was Robert Kiyosaki, because he taught to change mindset about money. Napoleon Hill taught me to think positively. Tim Ferriss inspired me to become entrepreneur. One of the reasons I became entrepreneur was because of reading his book, but also other books, but he did inspired me a lot. And then the life of Jesus, of course, inspired me greatly, because he lived totally cruelty-free life. He was just giving and loving, and this is such a beautiful way to live. And I try also to live only through love, and this gives me so much peace. So he's a big inspiration in my life. And then Shah Rukh Khan inspired me because I watched his videos, and he told that although he hates exercise, he exercises every day because, well, he has to look good. And that totally inspired me, that even if he disliked that completely, he still went ahead and did it every single day. So because of him, I still exercise to this day on a daily basis. And then Eckhart Tolle inspired me to be mindful all the time. And there were some other teachers, I guess, that inspired me. Maybe I don't remember their names, but yes, there were some people that helped me to change my mind, or helped me to become a better person. So I think these are all the questions that readers had for me. Thank you so much for all these questions. And this made a good introduction video, because I thought, why again to tell the same story that I told in 2 or 3 other introduction videos, but I can just create this much more engaging video. So thank you so much for people who asked these questions, and I hope that this helped you to know me better. Thank you for your time. Have a great day. Take care.